Hi. Hello. I do like this little frosted thing. Little effect. I'm so glad that you actually got to see a part of it before it all fell. That those are supposed to be cards. So the title of the video is called House of Cards, and literally you just saw it like literally just like fall down. That is so funny. Let me try to adjust this a little bit better. Hey there, hi there, hello, howdy, howdy. Oh wow. My tummy does not agree with this water, probably for obvious reasons. I think for reasons. Okay. So hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah. So it is 11:59, Friday, February 9th. 11:59 at night. Ali, hold on for me. Okay, I'm not. Okay, that's spring water. So why is it acting like? Why is it? Anyway, I was trying to build some houses. Excuse me, I'm a little tired because I have been like I had a day as per usual, as per usual. But I had built these this house of cards, and as soon as as soon as it's turned on, it dropped, as you can see. But anyway, doesn't mean I can't do it again. I used to do this all the time when I was a kid. My dad had finally had a place of his own, and he really couldn't afford like the other finest things, like cable. And it was a contrast. It was a converse contrast in comparison to the house that I lived in when that I lived in, because I used to stay on the. It was like this on the weekdays. I get to stay home with my grandmother, my mother, my uncle, and my brother. And it was nice. It was in a nice neighborhood. Food was excellent. When my grandmother cooked. The food was excellent, and the ambiance, the energy, and everything like that. When my mom wasn't around was amazing. It was beautiful. It was everything. I appreciate those moments. Um, only those during those moments. But when I was my dad, it wasn't bad because I hung out with him too, and he would pick me up like almost every weekend. Well, actually every weekend. Pardon me. Pardon what I mean. Okay, so he would pick me up every weekend, and um, like the only time when I obviously wouldn't pick me up every weekend, it was like nearly every weekend because sometimes on the weekend, like I would get to go to do things with my mom, and we would go to like the park, or like my cousin is visiting from upstate, and so he would come down, and I'm just like, I gotta hang out with him. So he's that nature. I have family, obviously, um, back in the day when they weren't being assholes. So I got into this conversation because I said it was funny. I used to play with cards when I was little. And my dad was a man without, but I never let him do that. I was always just like, we can work with this. We can work with always a cheery person. Oh, we can work with this. We can work with this. I'm so proud of you. It's so nice. Um, Even for like the little most mundane basic things, which is probably why, pardon me, a lot of people are so stuck on me, which is insane. Because I'm just like, that access to me you'll never have again. You know what I mean? Like, I don't love you. I don't even like you. I don't respect you. You don't deserve respect for all the foul things you've done. Mm. So this isn't really a normal video where I just tell you this details about a family. I mean, I will tell you some details, but it's not going to be in the same kind of format that I normally talk about it. It's because I think everything I needed to say, or for the most part, has already been said. So I'm just kind of laying it down in the format so that way I can be able to listen back to this and go ahead with the video and just work on the order of how I wanted to output this video. Not this video, but another video in the future. Just kidding. All right. Yeah. It's a little tired, just a little sleepy. I had me a lot of sushi, which was nice, Okay, anyway. So yeah, I grew up in a nicer how should I do this? I grew up in a nicer home. Let's do this. See if I can't do it again. I mean, I know I can. So let me just see if I can do it quicker. I used to be so really good at this. Don't worry. It fell. I don't know if you hear it. Basically, it's like I wanted to do it in a certain kind of format, but I don't think I might do that without, kind of wasting time. So here goes. I want to do the thing about building a house of cards is just that you just pull the right card and everything will fall apart. It makes it fragile. It makes it fragile yet strong. And also you kind of you kind of second guess it. Like, oh wait, this is not gonna be sturdy enough. And then you're surprised about like exactly how much it can actually carry and how much it can hold and how much you can actually build off of it. And that's what I feel like what my abusers have done when it comes to lies, scandals, and their crimes. You know, somebody will look from the outside during the initial stages and they be like, surely they don't expect to build something so strong or something so sustainable. And slowly but surely, they almost begin to doubt themselves as they happen to see, depending on their resources and the powers and what kind of material that you have and what things you say, that person who was doubting the creator of the House of Cards is surprised that the house is being built and that there is another level and another level. But then ultimately, especially if you are not an expert or especially if you even experts make the House of Cards fall. But the whole point of something like the House of Cards is for them to eventually fall. And that is why I chose the title House of Cards and why I wanted to do this sort of um, symbolic moment of making I'm using index cards, but still index cards in order to do a house. to represent the horrible and despicable things people in my community have done and continue to do, as well as members of the society. Now, it's really wild and crazy in itself how they're calling me crazy, but I bet a lot of you didn't come over here without them saying something. You just probably wanted to check me out, right? As some of you have seen, that there are videos on this channel about court, and how I don't want any contact with them. So I'm not, and this has been going on for over a year. Thus, therefore, I'm not willing to do anything to go ahead and jeopardize wasting all that time in order to speak or message them. And yet, from what I hear, is just the complete opposite of the things and fallacies that they continue to do in order to lie and slander on me. Now, these people have a history within their immediate family, their close family that they still connect to, that have had a repeat history of criminal offenses in regards to lying, taking people's identity, and stealing. And yet, and yet, they projected that information and said it was me when it was really them. I have been a recluse and I have cut off every family member, every ex friend. I don't have any people that I hang around, and it is because of the disloyalty, disloyal behaviors that they've done. If my friend is caught having sex with someone who I was close with, in a relationship with, especially the first serious relationship that I had, because, back in the day, I was in school just focusing on my grades, getting really good grades and scholarships and things of that nature, just focusing on that. Plus, when my mom passed away, I was already being, a big helper because at that time, my grandmother, since I was a kid in elementary school, I've been taking care of my grandmother. My mom was the one that was always going out, and my grandmother was the stay at home. She was a crossing guard, but she also did, like, like a side gig where she, it's like the Avon equivalent. She did that kind of stuff, and she helped take care of me and my brother, and then I would help her also in common. She was a diabetic and she had frequent blackouts. And when she did, I would take, I don't say frequent, but she had them. She had multiple ones each year. And even as a child, I'm telling you, even as a child, before my brother was born, and I have 7 years on him. So before he was born, I was the sole one to take her out of the blackouts. I learned like a few times watching my mom do it, and then I took over because my mom was always out and about doing her own thing, living her life, trying to secure somebody. And so I grew up around a very independent woman, my grandmother, who was a single mom after her husband had passed away. And so I have that same kind of resiliency and that same kind of, standard. And I've maintained the same kind of composure even after she's passed away, contrary to what a lot of people say behind my back. I I don't see a reason I don't see a reason to do a lot of the things that people consider to be, I guess, like trending or trendy, because it's just, respectfully, it's not me. And I don't have a reason. I play devil's advocate sometimes, but not to the point where it's just like you want to harm somebody or you want to do something like seriously unjust and unprovoked to somebody, that's innocent. Like, that's when I have to question your morale and the way how you act within the world, because that's definitely something that's like that raises a red flag for me where I don't want anything to do with that. But apparently, to a lot of white people, especially white women and such like that, and certain Black people. That's that's a come up. That's the wave. A lot of people like that. And apparently, a lot of people within Trenton, New Jersey, seem to like that kind of behavior too. So one of the things I want to one of the things I want to do is go ahead and one of the things I want to go ahead and do is just explain, not explain and also disprove a lot of the fallacies that have been made about me. It's really wild that people who I grew up with and people who I looked out for didn't have the balls, the moxie, the maturity to want to tell me what was going on. They rather just laugh behind my back and gaslight me and play these games. So anyway, because in school I thought everything was cool. Since grade school I thought it was really cool. Everybody, people would give me cards. People would be handmade cards, random, not for any kind of occasion. People literally would give me cards on random situations and just be very nice and smiling in my face. Whole entire time there was somebody who I befriended who was talking really reckless and wild behind my back. And now to this day, this person has done a lot of things, a lot of ugly things, saying that I'm jealous of them. And I'm just like, that is so freaking sick. Not only that, but there are Black people that are out there, Black and white, that are out and about stating that I need to get over, they're stating that I need to get over the fact that there's somebody that's not just talking about me and trashing me, but that person has used the government in order to help them facilitate basically a very mean agenda in order to human sex traffic me. Now, I know this sounds very wild and outlandish, but it's just I have been going on for over a year in order to for years right now, trying to get justice. Now, the things that I have in order to support that, one is not only just, one obviously is, okay, the police report. Two is the email communications that I made to my ex's father, also to the mayor's aide, in regards to trying to find out, hey, do you know anybody who's an investigator, so that way I can try to find out what's going on, because it looks like my information is being hacked. And I also file one of those complaints that you have on the online for the FBI. And I actually went to the FBI office that's, not far from here. And I was just like, geez, people were just giving me, people were gaslighting. So that means, and this is a town that is very duplicitous. So there's records of this. So the things about this scenario and situation is that it's all public knowledge. So when people are starting to say things about, oh, she did this, she did that. I'm like, it is public knowledge that you were the person who, it was public knowledge that you were the person who has a close source and connection to those drugs. Not only that, but by your behavior to always constantly want to talk about me unprovoked, just, spark me up. It just looks really mad suspicious, especially considering that there's a court case against you, in which I want nothing to do with you. So why are you still bringing it up? Don't try to be like, oh, well, I just care about you, or oh, it's or I just want to warn other people to just, no, 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 no. Don't get it twisted. I do not mind when people do something like that. Like, hey, look, I'm just giving you a warning. This person did this, that, here, and the third to me. But um, but there's a moment. Okay, playing Jenga. I don't mind people like going ahead and be like, oh, this, that, here, and the third happened. Um, this is the kind of interaction that I got from this person. Um, and this, that, here, and the third. I understand that. That is an action that is, respected. Respected meaning like you don't like not respecting the person, but it's just like you respect the fact that someone is, discussing a situation in order to give a warning. You know, like can you imagine? It's like imagine you are driving somewhere and pouring down rain, and there's a car going in the opposite direction, oncoming towards you, and they flash their lights, try to like make you stop, and you do, and you and where you're approaching is where they're coming from, and they're just wanting to like, hey, look, I'm giving you a warning. There's a flood up ahead. You might want to be careful about that. Did you see that? Did you see that running across? That is a fluffy. I have to deal with those little shits. I hate fluffies, man. Anyway, I respect those moments because I myself can give people like, the same kind of advice or warnings. My thing is obviously you don't do that when, you know, if you're lying. Like you don't want to do that to tarnish somebody's reputation just for the fuck of it. And this person considered everything a competition, and I've known this person since elementary school, and that is insane. That is really fucking insane. I believe it now. I believe it. There's moments where I was like, I can't believe it. No, I believe it now. I believe it. And I'm not going to allow that person back into my life for any reason. So there's so many lies this person has said about me. So many. Okay. So besides the police reports that I have out there and the online claims that I made, there's just the evidence of like what was going on behind my back. There's the social media tracking of people just really kind of facilitating the same kind of message about a particular somebody. That in itself becomes a pattern. There's also the history that I've made on social media about me being annoyed with certain people's behavior. And that goes for that set person and elders. So, in my family, I also have account of your passive aggressiveness, your toxic religion, like your toxic spiritual views, especially while you are being so foul and dirty yourself. And again, that person be projecting. Hmm. Another thing that's an issue is the part where they've made certain lies that can easily be disproven. I think the number one thing is that the foundation of this is that I've never been homeless. This house and this setup has been consistently mine. And every year I have filmed from somewhere in this house. Every year. Even when I was living in New York. Because this house I saved from foreclosure. My uncle, and that's another thing, that's proof of that. My uncle had lived here with his family, but then he got booted out because he refused to pay the mortgage and taxes. He ran up a lot of debt in my mother's name and my dead mother's name, and I paid that all off. Me, with my money. So at the age of like 20, 21, in 2008, I moved in here, but not before removing the carpets, not before repainting the walls, not before getting new flooring, and also just doing the floor downstairs myself, and just doing a lot of fixing up with this place. And that was in 2008. Also in 2008 is when I met and dated someone who also became an abuser of mine and lied on my name, but has said otherwise, which is so wild and insane. So let's just see. Let's see, it's one, two, three levels. It's about to be four. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave this as is for right now because I wanna I just wanna say this. All right, I'm going to do more. So this is the thing. If I take away a card from the bottom, that's the foundation. The bottom has a foundation, and that. I mean, that's some M&Ms over here. That's some M&Ms over here. Okay. Yeah. But yeah. So just for a physical explanation. Uh, ooh, nice. All right. So okay. So this right here is a house of cards. Now the foundation of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Nice job. Hey, Levy. Hey. No. The house of cards, the foundation. It's pretty simple. Basically, we're gonna do this like Jenga, where you just take a card from each side until it collapses. Or you can take it up top. I was gonna do it from wherever I guess the people have fallen apart. Ooh, do you see that? And moved. Mm. So, okay, look at here. That fluffy is just rogue. All right, it just finally fell. God damn it. um, yeah. So the foundation where they on what these people have done is I need to write this down too. Actually, no, because I have an app that'll just transcribe everything for me. But the foundation, one of the main lies is that I was homeless. And during one of the pinnacle of like during the highlight or like the rapid change of my channel, my YouTube channel, I decided to move to New York because if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. And I was doing really good. I mean, really good. I got I was networking with people who had like over 100K, over like well over like half a mil. These were like excellent people, and going to events. It was nice. It was really nice. And I was just grateful for the opportunity. I was just like so into it that I wasn't even worried about. Mm, I was just so into it that I wasn't even worried about, I guess, like making it because I thought at that time that I was making friends. So funny. I mean, that's not funny, but just like, hindsight's, 2020. But I was naive back then. I was very wide, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, things of that nature. Like I can be accountable for my faults and things of that nature. So like, that was on me. Small town girl, seriously. I hardly went out. I may I mean, I even put a post on my Facebook. I'm like, look, if I ever need to go out anywhere like that, I know who to contact. I contact these people, and these people were actually the people who were abusing me and setting me up behind the scenes. Anyway, um, yeah, I was just, I really wanted to do something for me. And I mentioned before previously on my channel about how I went to FIT, one of the top fashion schools in the country. And it was just like my family disproved of that. They did not like that. They wanted me to do something that was safe. And I'm like, I don't disagree with you. I know that this is something challenging or exciting, but this is actually the best opportunity for me to do it. Heaven forbid, like my mom had me when she was in high school during her last year. I'm like, this is the opportunity for me. This is actually really worrisome about me because um I didn't want to be anything like my mother. So I kept it tight. I waited until after high school to have sex. And I was very how do you say? I wouldn't say very I just wanted to be very careful. Like, I was just so I wouldn't say uptight. I wouldn't say uptight. Because I allowed people to have, I mean, I allowed, stop that. I lived amongst people who had like more of a free life, but it was just like I was the one who wanted to stay uptight. All right, fine then. We'll just call it uptight then. I was the one who wanted to stay who I am. With my body, that's one thing I would definitely say. With my body, yes, I was uptight. I didn't want to give guys any play. I waited until like like my last year before I wanted to kiss a guy. Remember, I had childhood trauma because of a SA moment when I was a kid, pre pre middle school. So it was like in elementary school, I had an SA moment, and ever since then, I actually so here it was. I had a boyfriend in the third grade, and ever since then, I didn't have any kind of boyfriends or anything like that else because after that moment, that's when I got SA'd in elementary school. So I was just like, yeah, no, no, no. I'm just going to focus on things. And plus, the whole mom situation, that was just wild. So, yeah. So, I waited until after plus, I'm a spiteful person. I may not do like, revenge or those lick backs, but I am spiteful in a way where it's just like if I need to cut you off or I don't want anything to do with you, then I won't want anything to do with you. And it's crazy on how there's people who are making videos on behalf of my abusers, my ops, talking about how I just ghosted and things of that nature. And it's just like, no, I just really don't want anything to do with you. Like you've crossed a point of no return. There'll never be a day in a day on God's green earth or in hell where I feel like how you did me, you were the closest to me. And it was just like how you did me was just like really fucking foul. If anybody would want to just try to present any information, I'd appreciate that. But it was just like the main one who's a black woman. No, mm, no, never, 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 ever, never. So, pardon me. Yeah. So fast forward to that. I was talking about in West New York City FIT because like I was always the one who got awards and achievements and things of that nature in school. And they were really riding on me, my family, because they were just like, oh, okay, yeah, Shirley's gonna, I guess get us up out of here, do something like that. And I'm just living my life. I've done my part with helping people as a child. I need to explore and just, do for me. And I really see a niche with the fashion industry. I had majored in fashion merchandising management. Ideally, what was happening was just that there was hardly, as they are now, hardly any fashion out there for tall people. And I've been the tallest in all my grades. I mean, like in all schools, so elementary, middle school, daycare. I was always the tallest. And it's up in the high school that there was two other girls, twins actually, who were like, about like my height. Anyway, I wanted to go to the fashion school, and I was like, "This is the top one. This is excellent. I'd rather do that." And I got full rides to other colleges, but I was just like, "No, I want to do this because I can't see myself wearing high waters all the fucking time." Because it was just, I mean, it's funny now because I kind of do though, but like I had the shoes to make it look like to pull it off, but it was just like back in the day, like it was always like some fucking high waters, and I just could not stand that shit. I just could not stand it. So I was just like, fuck it. I'm gonna go to school. I'm gonna, major in this. I'm gonna, make my own clothes. Plus, I'm gonna make connections with people and things of that nature. Like I have my own fucking plans. And my family, I didn't tell my family that because I mean, like they need to know that. They just need to have faith and just support me. But no. They were blaming me. They were making trying to make me feel bad. They were just really horrible, fucked up people. But I was just like, you know what? You just don't understand. But I love you anyway. They will never have that moment with me ever again. No, I hate them. And if any of them dies, then that's just that's what it needs to fucking be, because these people really have wished death on me and initiated things in order for me to end up dead. And they lied on my name. So yeah, it's all hate. You know what? You know what I say? It's all love. It's all hate, motherfuckers. Um. So yeah. So that was that. And while I was in New York City, thank God I wasn't anywhere further, because like my grandmother, she had her blackouts. And then that's when people realized, oh God, Shalice is more important than we thought. What? So they were over here calling me and things of that nature, like, oh, you should be down here, 18 years old. Oh, you should be down here trying to help your grandmother get out of coma. Not a coma, but like out of blackout before becomes a coma. And I was only making like five something dollars an hour, plus going to school full time. It was just really hazy for me. Like it was just really, really stressful. And then they would get on me because, my grades. I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like the stress of it all. I don't have a mother, which is actually, good at me. I'm good for that at that point, period. But I'm helping raise a 2-year-old boy who because my mom had, I think it's called gestational diabetes. So like shortly after my brother was born, because he died at like one. She died at like when he was one. So yeah, he was like 3 years old. So I'm over here helping take care of like a 3-year-old child, and also assisting to help take care of like a 10-year-old or some shit. And no, I think 11. Yeah. So I'm just like, yo, fuck you. But I'm over here, doing my best. And then, of course, obviously, I didn't do well in school anymore. And that really, got on me emotionally and just really took me out. So I decided to go to work. Anyway, hold on, let's just make it, I'm gonna put that all in the video, But hindsight 2020, whereas I have the concrete evidence, is just that I just, mentioned about how I'm just tired of older people really trying to control me. Plus, I have supportive evidence of all my accolades, even being in the paper a couple times for high academic achievement, and also for winning, a state science fair. Now, that's right there. That's very small, but at the same time, it's just like that is very important to just note that I was a person who's really good with my grades and also really good with my studies. It's just that these people, it gives the whole foundation of these people were definitely writing on me. That, and on top of the actual handwritten cards, and also them posting on my posts about them loving me, thinking I'm calling me beautiful, being really supportive, this, that, here, and the third. So it's just like you did it to yourselves, relatives, and ex-friends, when you were saying that, oh, I'm this, that, here, and the third. Like when you started changing my character, what the fuck? There's actual physical online and offline evidence of that being total bullshit, of you making up all these lies about me. Now, there's not like the one who's riding on my coattails, the initiator, the big mouth who's just always just wanting to compete with me for like no fucking reason. Money. I've had I've had accolades and successes before I even knew this bitch. So she would say something like, "Oh, like she helped me," and things of that nature. Stop. Humor and gifted, like I wasn't in gifted and talented when I was in elementary though, but there were certain positions and titles that I participated in that you couldn't get in. I was first violinist. You were second. This is why you went to choir, because you tried to compete with me and you couldn't even make the cut. That wasn't my fault. That was something that you had to deal with the violin teacher. They're just certain kind of things that have made I was the one that had got like, see, how would it look like if this is the thing that's so stupid. Um, I got the solo. I was a soloist when it came to a graduation for the same school that we were in, that she and I were in. How does that look like you were cheating? How's that? How's that look? How do you think we were cheating? I was like, "Oh, yeah, how did you how what? How what? Stop it." Like, what were you, like, standing behind me and moving my hand around like, stop it. Stop it. Yeah. Um, I really do not like all the dumb shit that happened because it was just so unnecessary. I have multiple posts, I've made multiple statements, and I've carried myself in a way where just like if I win, we all win. Not only that, but I've done like metaphorically have done things no, I've literally done things in which I walk in intention and metaphorically, like, I'm in the ocean and I'm helping, and I see that you can't swim. So I'm, waving out to you and I'm helping you get up onto the fucking, into the fucking boat. And as I'm trying to get into the boat myself, you're over here trying to push me down. Oh no, 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 no. But that was the energy. The supportive evidence that I have in regards to the people who have literally backstabbed and betrayed me and have lied on my name is sufficient. Now, all I would love for other people to do is just to kind of definitely come out of the woodworks and just say what needs to be said. But it's just like there are people who are still gung ho and trying to abuse me and slander me and trying to talk about, snitches. And I'm like, all that's doing is just, it's really not doing what you think it's doing. You're giving a green light to have other people get abused and fucked up. You're only prolonging, you're delaying the inevitable briefly. You're briefly delaying the inevitable. What's going to come at you? It's going to come at you. Mm. So if I took out, I'd say that's about like two. So if I took out two of these from the bottom, I would say from the, not from the important part, and maybe from the outside. That's proof. That may make it, that'll make the house exposed, you know, showing how bare bones it is. Just a little bit, just a little bit. Now, the part about being homeless, I've stayed here all the time. I have text messages where I'm messaging a parent about how I'm just visiting you. And then I'm living in New York City, but also renting out my place to somebody and also still visiting here because my cat was a problem for my aunt when I was like, staying up there a little bit. So I would come on weekends to play and feed my cat. And during the days when I'm not there, the roommate would feed the cat. So yeah, that is a very, very big part on another lie. That is a very, very big part. That is like one of like the ribs that you can take out of the house. It was like, why would you lie like that? Why would you lie about somebody, wanting like, having to sleep on your couch when in actuality you didn't specify, oh, this person was visiting me, because I moved down to Georgia, or yeah, like I moved down south, pursued my own life, or whatever like that. Moved in with my mama and decided to just pursue a new life. So my friend decided to visit me down south, and we hung out and things of that nature. That's what you should have said. You shouldn't have said that I was homeless, because I was never homeless. I have the thing is that I not only have paperwork, I have mortgage papers, I have tax papers, I have fucking photos of this house in every single stage that it has. Pardon? I had sushi. It is it's fighting back at me. Okay. Okay, so I have photos, I have paperwork and everything, tax receipts. The fuck are you talking? I literally just got a home rebate for this place. This guy finished getting a home rebate. So how are you telling me that I'm supposedly, homeless, or that I've been homeless? My checks are still being, actually, I mean, my checks aren't being mailed over here, though, but like my W-2s are still consistently being mailed to my house, to this place. That's a rib. Okay, that's a rib of this place. Okay, of this card house, that's a rib. Another thing that is supportive evidence is the whole relationship situation. I have letters from this person. I also have this person's address has been on my address. I also have photos. I have emails. Bro, emails from the father too. I have correspondence. I have offline and online proof that I knew this person in 2008, and that we were dating first. But I also have consistent videos on here that show and have expressed my disinterest in having a relationship with this person. And I have not had a relationship with this person in years, in years. So then that's when you should ask yourself, okay, if you are ever confused, you should ask yourself, okay, fine. What if you had said, okay, she supposedly is not seeing this person, but he and this other woman is saying that supposedly that they want to be together, or that they want to be, or she wants to be with him. What celebrity couple, or what couple at all, would need to keep reiterating or talking about somebody who supposedly wants them? Or what kind of, I'm like, I be fucking that. What kind of person, like, do you know a celebrity that needs to really, I mean, all right, hold on. We can actually talk about, like, I think like what, Justin Bieber and Selena with his wife Haley. She's doing her own thing, but the Beliebers and Selena's and things of that nature, like they talk about it more often than the actual celebrities do. And it's just like they just seem really fucking messy. And I think Selena has made, like, very has already made like public statements and has tried to, cozy up to Haley and things of that nature. But it's just like, I don't, that's not me. You've seen live action footage of me going to court with these people because I don't want anything to do with them. They have crossed a boundary. This isn't, a friend. This isn't, pardon me, pardon me. This isn't, this isn't just somebody who I guess, like, I was like loosely connected to. This was somebody who I grew up with who called me sister. This is somebody, and this is actually, and also this is a person who I had, who was my half sister, who decided to, do what they do with somebody, and it's just like that is just so gross, man. It's so gross. I basically there's more disrespect on the table for that kind of shit. Also, because I'm just like I've been abused above and beyond. A boyfriend or a love interest is not my concern right now. Like y'all need to get y'all fucking priorities in check. Like what? That sounds so fucking stupid. I literally have a lot of things going on right now that I need to just, basically play catch up. Over 20, like about 20 years of my life has been tarnished and oppressed and sabotaged behind my back. There's a lot of pitfalls and holes within a lot of these people's stories and their projections. And it's so disgusting, so disgusting. And that's why, again, I have online and offline content that supports this stuff. So this is really fucking disgusting on how these people have been behaving. I'm just like, you cannot be that stupid. But I'm just like, I don't give you the benefit of the doubt anymore. So it's just like, no, you are that stupid. You guys really are that fucking stupid. And they'll get desperate. I mean, if you have, say, somebody who works in the medical industry or has connections with the government, you can try to pull off anything and then make it up. But I have legit time stamped things that you guys had to try to make up and edit and use other kind of like you guys had got pathetic. But there's things dated back from when I was totally oblivious, things when I was super young, things that like again like from 2008 and one like that, and even prior then, that disproves a lot of your bullshit. So again, when the foundation is fucked up and you've done nothing but build on my back, working with different people in order to build your fucking house bigger and bigger and bigger, and trying to look down on me, saying, oh, look what she has and things of that nature, because you didn't mention the part where a part of this foundation, you were hacking into my account. You had people would hack into my accounts. You guys were taking my you were doing financial abuse. Because obviously, if I was over here being like 2021, able to salvage a house from foreclosure with tens of thousands of dollars, if I was a person, I am the person who did that. Me. I am the person who also built on my father. Excuse me. I am the person who also let my father borrow some money before I was a fucking adult. I was a person who my father came to help co-sign a car for him, and I have proof of that too. So it's just like again, you have done nothing but showing your fucking ass in regards to the disrespect, and it's just like okay, well, it goes to the cops then. Trust and believe when I've already made like my little reports, and I just want, I just want total, complete justice. And it's really pathetic on how, again, this is a town of corrupt officials, corrupt cops, that itself is also online. That itself, there's records, public records about that shit being online. Just because the mayor was locked up doesn't mean that the employees are gone. Okay. The employees who got a little, who got their beaks wet, the employees who got, a little bit of something on the side, they were still in there. They only went after the fucking mayor. The mayor and maybe like a few people like up top, which was crazy when the FBI came. But there have been people who literally became, more. It's part of this. There's people who like stayed there, and seniors. And so the duplicitous nature and their greed and self-serving ways just did nothing but grow and grow and grow, and then they try to become more careful. So again, when you live in a fucking corrupt town and you have a bunch of people who are fucking corrupt, then birds of a feather, they flock together. And when you're over here trying to point the finger at me, it's just like you literally end up pointing the finger back up at yourself. Whatever happens in the dark comes to light. And whatever God can do is far worse than what I can do. But best believe it doesn't hurt for me to go ahead and speak up and show out in regards to like making your entire little house of cards come down one by one. So when you want to just kind of speak on my name, just remember, by bit, you unveil holes, like you reveal holes in your stories. And it's just like you start switching up. My abusers start switching up their lies. Like, oh, I didn't say it like that, and I didn't say it like this. And then they end up having to erase evidence, and then they find themselves erasing certain kind of comments and things of that nature. Whole time, whole time, they were talking about themselves. They were telling on themselves. So another thing that they were talking about was about like drugs and things of that nature. And I was just like, girl, come on. Like, you guys have quite literally been the ones to experiment and do this, that, here, and the third. And it's silly for somebody to say that I was the one who had, like being alcoholic or have an alcohol problem when during the majority of that person's photos and whatnot like that, I had a drink in it. And that person will always boast about being able to drink other people underneath the table. I have online evidence of that from other accounts. And you will look at this and they be like, yo, at least the house is still standing, right? At least the house is still standing. But it's on a lien. It's definitely on a lien. But again, that is just that is just a part of it. Now, now that I'm speaking up more and I am looking forward to just kind of, if I have some time, because I'm really just focusing on me and doing my own things. But that in itself is disproving a lot of the fallacies made about me when they were talking about like, oh, like I was unemployed, and I'm just like, I haven't been unemployed since 2007. Okay. And I was like, I have proof of that too. I literally was grabbing one card. I was literally grabbing just one card. And before you know it, bam bam, it all falls down. And you know what's even worse is that this person just goes around lying and infecting people both literally and metaphorically. And it's just like, why would you want to go ahead and, and stick your neck out for somebody who always wants to do nothing but go ahead, start shit, and then claim to be victim? Like, start some really dark, heavy shit, and then claim to want to be a victim. That's trouble right there. That's bad blood. That's bad business right there. But that's what freedom of choice gives you. And that's all, ultimately your decision on whether or not you want to find yourself strung up with this person and the abusers and whatnot like that. So that is, again, that's not all of it, but I think you get the point of what I was trying to say and what I've been saying. Yeah. All right. Good night.